backstage buzz, we prep for the sound. The curtain falls and the crowd's all round. The night's still young and the stage is set. Our voice is ready, no time for regret. Wisdom and laughter in a verbal embrace. Tonight we're ruling this electric space. What is real when it's time for us? Diving deep in after-show debates. Acolyte with hot takes so contentious. Hearts race on, our pulse relentless. Yeah, we're alive with every mic. Yeah, like the stars and like the night. Yeah.
Hello, Naysayer Nation. It's Sadot the Gamer.
Naysayer Nation.
It is I, Sadot the Gamer. That's right, head Naysayer in charge. We are live once again. Not Sunday this time. Normally scheduled programming. No changes, no switch ups. We are here at the OG hour to bring you another week of gaming and pop culture hot takes from us, and just occasionally just random rants about whatever the fuck is going on in our lives, as is usually the case. I'm joined by the one, well, there might be more than one, but the only one I know, JayShockBlast.
Oh, I think I'm the only JayShockBlast, not the only Jason Joseph.
Definitely not.
I actually I had the original Instagram Jason Joseph, and I eventually gave it up for JayShockBlast, but not before I got tagged in every single person named Jason Joseph shit.
I don't care.
All the time. Well,
I just realized we hadn't used the soundboard in the last 3 weeks, so
yeah,
trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah.
But we appreciate JayShockBlast and his anecdotes as always. Welcome, chat. We got Mikey Dykes is first. Congratulations, Mikey Dykes. That gets a round of applause. Thank you for the support. Old Man Eastwood is second. He was probably busy rewatching that Biden press conference. Got simple. So it switched was like a disaster. We got Simple J, Steven Strange.
Our country is fucked.
Is absolutely cooked. We are actually cooked.
There is no all right, let's pretend. All right, I know we don't really do politics, okay? Republican side, it seems like they're just gonna force feed us Trump again.
I mean, they have no choice. No, they're not gonna vote for
I don't love that. All right, but let's just pretend, okay, that they take down that they force Biden away, which they should. Let's be real, okay? I'm sorry.
I disagree, Jay. I think a Joe Biden in with Donald Trump as vice president ticket is very strong.
I can't he is so I have seen people that have survived triple doses of Narcan more competent, okay? Honestly, and if you know what that means, you know what that means, okay? Seriously, he's so brain fried. He referred to Zelensky as Putin the other day. We can make these little mistakes, okay? But it's embarrassing, okay? They showed the prime minister of France or something rolling her eyes at him very publicly. So but let's get past that, okay? Let's say that finally they convince the old man, all right, you can't do this, okay? Their next choices are going to be the human chat GPT, Kamala Harris, who literally cannot construct a sentence.
I mean, we know she's not going to run, let's be honest.
Or Gavin Newsom, who whose state is cooked. So I don't have a lot of confidence in anyone.
Well, Well, Mr. Beast put his hat in the ring. I mean,
But he's not even old enough to run.
I mean, we can make an exception, can't we? I mean, who even makes these rules anyway? Just make,
You know.
just make,
So
just make it up.
I will say also I do not want Mr. Beast as president either. I do feel like, I don't know, maybe some of his ideas were noble, that like no, that's the way the country, like our country should be. That's a democracy. Like we do what's right for like everyone as best we can.
Did he actually have any ideas? Like I know people were roasting him because obviously what he was describing is not how politics works. But
right. I think the big takeaway I had from what he said was that like he was willing to like listen to both sides, kind of thing, a both sider, and like make decisions based on what is right. And if he doesn't know enough about the topic, to know enough to surround himself with the people that do. And ideally that's the way we're supposed to work anyway, but like no one ever says that part out loud anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's right now, party is more important than the people, you know? And that I think is kind of what he was trying to say. But I don't want to make this like, I don't know, you can rebut, but I know neither one of us really cares enough about politics like to make a big deal about it.
No, I would definitely not vote for Mr. Beast, but I mean, voting is for nerds anyway. But
I have not. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Okay, I have not voted for an actual person on the ballot in my entire life.
I actually voted for JayShockBlast last time.
I mean, I literally vote for friends just about every single time I go in. Like it's always one of our running jokes. Like last time I voted for my friend Mike Howe. He didn't win. I
mean, that's a pretty presidential name.
He's tall.
I mean, there you go. That's half of the requirements. You got to be.
Yeah. So I literally have never actually voted for one of the. I just have never liked any of them.
I don't blame you.
I never voted for Obama, but I would vote for a third Obama term right now. No, listen to what I just said. I didn't really like Obama, okay? But I would vote for him right now in a heartbeat. Give him a third term. If we're going to create new rules, I will vote for him right now in a heartbeat.
Speaking of Obama, I actually just saw him literally reenact the Key and Peele sketch.
Oh God, yeah, I saw that too.
With Steph Curry, he was meeting somebody. I think he was meeting Team USA.
Yeah.
And he ran into the players. You know, giving them dap all the black players, and then when he got to the staff, you know, hey, how you doing?
You know what they're saying? They're saying that this is going to be a big tank year for the NBA because Cooper Flag is like...
Yeah, he cooked the entire Team USA.
Yeah. That dude, I've heard about that kid for a long time because he's from Maine. And like we don't really get a lot of serious like college prospects, let alone NBA prospects.
Oh, he's great. I've been watching him for the last like year and a half. I'm kind of catching his highlights, looking at the scouting, and he's phenomenal.
Yeah,
he's going to be a great player. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of tanking next year. It's going to be great. But we do have a non-political show today. Thank you, JayShockBlast. We got Gabe, one of our backstage passers. I saw Cap Tay, last I'm understanding. Appreciate you. What's up, Wolf Nation? We got another show. Of course, things happen this week. We got not one, but two MCU trailers to talk about. Agatha All Along, and of course, Captain America, Brave New World. And there was another non-Marvel trailer that got a lot of attention for the wrong reasons. Gladiator 2. Which we can...
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That was we're going to talk about that one. And...
I literally have seen everything else I was asked to. I did my homework this week. Sadot even checked up on me. He was like, "Did you watch The Boys?" Yep. And I'm like, "I'm about to watch it literally now." I did.
Got The Boys. We got the Acolyte, which we're going to argue about.
But I don't know that I'm going to go as hard as you think. What's up, sicko?
Well, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to lean into it for the bit, Jay.
All right, I'm going to lean into it for the bit.
God, come on. This is podcasting, Jay. Come on. But we got multiple breaking news stories before we get into the main one. Not one, but two breaking news events.
Maybe even three if one of them is not one of the two I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, maybe. Well, first one, Miller is unbanned from Marvel Rivals Discord. As you guys know, we had Miller on I think like a month or two ago, and he, thanks to his presence on our podcast, got us banned in real time from the Marvel Rivals creator program because they really hated his fucking guts. But all is well. He figured it out behind the scenes. He is officially unbanned from the Discord. He is a free man. No more Miller ban. Not only was he banned, you actually couldn't even type the word Miller or any variation of it into the Discord. That's how bad it was. But no more. Miller is back. We gotta have him on at some point to celebrate his return from the Shadow Realm. What's up, Hoarder? Appreciate you stopping by. And our other breaking news story, Mr. JayShockBlast, because this one hit right before. I knew about the Miller thing for a while, but this one literally just, I saw this right before I went on. Apparently, the DCU has out Booster Gold. Kamal Nanjiani from he was, of course, it was just funny. He's technically in the MCU. He was in Eternals. He wasn't in that movie very long, and not many people saw it. But he is obviously a popular comedian, actor. Yeah,
I don't know. His complexion, Booster's complexion, looks a little darker right there. But like, I mean, can you look any less like Booster Gold?
I mean, he's got the muscles, the punchable face.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though. I love Kamal. One of my favorite shows ever on HBO, Silicon Valley.
Amazing show.
Such an incredible. And he like, I don't know if he was big or did a lot before that, but like I feel like that was like, it might have been his breakout show.
Yeah, he was he was making his name for himself as a stand-up comedian,
right?
And then that was like his big like acting break.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, personality wise, I see the fit.
100%. Like he could definitely play Booster Gold. Obviously, he got in superhero shape for the Eternals, so he's got that down pat.
And I just
but Jay just doesn't think he's white enough.
I mean, there's just some character, like, I don't know, man. Like he's like literally the poster child of Hitler's world. Like, that is what Booster Gold is. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
That's true. Like, if you type in white privilege, you will get a picture of Booster Gold.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And like, I think if anybody can pull it off, I guess it's him. But like, is he from Harold and Kumar? No.
No, that's racist. That's actually racist. Yeah. They look literally nothing alike.
Yeah. Imagine him with blonde hair. I just can't see it. And yes, I do think the blonde hair is an integral part of his character.
He's got to dye his hair blonde for sure.
Yeah.
If this is true.
Yeah. I mean, does DC film, is that like a legit, like,
I don't typically go to them for
Nexus Point News?
Yeah, what is Nexus Point News?
I mean, they have almost 70,000 followers.
I mean, they might be exclusive. That might actually be this might actually be a thing. Oof.
What do some of the comments say? I mean, it might not be safe, but I'm intrigued.
Fuck it.
No proper news site says this. Yeah.
Yeah. Confused. Really?
Glenn, ironically, he would have been a perfect Booster Gold, but he does not want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that. There's a @ James Gunn crying. Oh my God, DC gang gonna die, screaming.
He has the humor. The humor. Look at T-Dog there. Here's the humor.
He does have the humor. His humor is on point.
Okay. Dope Marley. He says it.
Bad
just the same as
casting.
me.
Hope
No,
this is not true.
and
Embarrassing. Doomed.
He's not white.
Well, he probably is.
Allegedly.
So many white tears tonight. There, meaty Meatface is speaking my language.
But like, no, but like, I just don't see it. I just, yeah.
It's not
Brad Pitt's too old.
No, the Smallville Booster Gold was actually really good.
I don't remember who that was.
They could bring that guy back, but yeah. If it's true, Kamal is the Booster Gold. We'll see. I mean, I think he is good for the role. I mean, is obviously he's not my first or 10th choice, but I think he can. I think he has the ability to pull it off. I mean, yeah, no, Eastwood, that was X.
Technically, yeah.
Technically. No, I think I think he definitely has the personality. He's in shape. Just dye his hair blonde, and we'll see what happens.
Literally, the only person that is not white that I could see being Booster Gold is Carlton Banks. Not Alfonso Ribeiro. Carlton Banks. Literally,
the actual character. Carlton
yes, Banks. Carlton Banks. Like that is Booster Gold. Like an absolute nerd. Okay, like. I don't know.
All the more reason to let Kamal run with it. He can do absolute nerd who's also
I'll be honest,
super ripped.
If Carlton Banks can't be Booster Gold as the only non-white guy, that would probably be the number 2 choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think because of what a tool the Booster Gold character is supposed to be, he should be. A white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes, but Kamal can play an asshole. So
yeah.
I mean, that was basically his role in the Eternals.
We'll see what happens. Like we'll see if that's a legit news source. I don't know anything about them. They do have a following, so we'll see. But
how dare you? Everyone knows the Fresh Prince.
Like seriously, I think you could make the argument that the Fresh Prince theme song is the one that is most known. Like that most people just rip off
100%.
Most of,
Oh, without question.
I can't think of many others that people would be able to like more universally know, you know what I mean?
Like maybe Friends.
Yeah, I guess.
But not like but that's a very specific demographic. That's going to know that one. I feel like every person, like throughout, no matter the different ages, races, genders, if you start saying in West Philadelphia, they will continue. Yeah. They will know the rest.
So Billy seems to be familiar with them and says they're pretty reliable. We'll see.
So there you go. Suck it, bigot. He's your new Booster Gold.
I thought the breaking news was going to be that Alec Baldwin just had all the charges dismissed.
Oh no, I didn't even hear about that one.
Yeah, that happened like literally in the last hour.
Oh wow, yeah, I knew the trial was going on, but I didn't know. I mean, I assumed he probably wouldn't end up getting charged with anything because he's a celebrity.
Well, it's been funny. Now that the Karen Reed trial is over for the time being,
for now,
it's like honestly about to get worse. But a lot of those people that were covering it had crossed over to like starting to cover that trial. But
now that
wildly enough, can you imagine? I know I sent it to you, and I know we don't really like talk about this, but like I cannot even imagine that judge didn't even ask about the charges and like if they were deadlocked on all of them, because they apparently voted to acquit on 2 of the 3 charges and were never asked about it and were just sent home. And now they're coming out and they're like, what happened? Like, we voted to acquit on 2 of the 3 charges and they're all coming forward to the defense. And like, it's wild.
So many people need to be disbarred and imprisoned over this Carrie case.
Well, the thing is it's not even just that. It's actually, there's another wild case, a girl named Sandra Birchmore. I'm not going to bore everybody, but like same district attorney's office, some of the same people crossing over in the case.
Oh, this is going to be an insane Netflix documentary.
Yeah. All right. So Sandra Birchmore was this. She was like a teacher's aide, who next town over. So Canton and Stoughton are next to each other. She grew up in Stoughton, went to school there. School resources officers were twin brothers that groomed her for years. One of them eventually knocked her up, but was married and was the last person seen in her apartment. And she was found 3 days later and they ruled it a suicide. Okay. No one ever charged, but then all this other stuff starts coming out. And now just like a week or 2 ago, an independent person ruled it a homicide. And now that shit's starting to hit the fan. Same DA's office, a lot of the same police officers, because she lived in Canton, some of the same state police people like involved in both cases.
What the hell is going on over there?
I know. Like here, you know, the funniest thing is one of the officers that responded to her like unattended death is the brother of the guy that owned the house from the Karen Reed case where he was found.
What the fuck?
I am telling you, like, it is going to be the greatest thing ever. Like, once this all starts coming together, and the FBI is investigating all of this. Okay, so like, that's like the big problem with the Karen Reed case is their investigation is still ongoing, and they shared a lot of their some of their stuff with both parties, but they couldn't like say where it came from. It's kind of under a protective order, but they can use the information, and they had to just dance around. It's just crazy. But at some point very soon, the like DOJ and the FBI and the Attorney General of the United States of America are going to come in and start shackling all these cops and all these DAs, and it's going to be a huge deal. Like, it's going to be like front page news everywhere.
I would hope so, because what the hell? Like, I mean, the cynic in me thinks that nothing's going to happen to these people.
Right. Right. But I feel like this has been going on before the Karen Reed thing happened, before the Sandra Birchmore thing happened. They were already investigating this office, and all of this stuff just happened in the process.
You're right. You're right, Jay, at the top of the hour. This country is in fact cooked.
Exactly. And it's like, it's like, all right, I know there's the cynic in you. I know why there's a cynic in you. All right. I know like Black America looks at this and like, well, we've been telling you, right? But like, you look at Karen Reed, she is like the poster child Karen. Okay. And like, if this could happen to the whitest woman in America,
in the whitest town in America,
right, it could literally happen to anybody. And I guess that's kind of the takeaway in a lot of ways, you know.
I mean, Jay just solved racism right there.
It's over. Well, no, I mean, I wasn't going with that angle, but you know, like, I mean, I know like there's been plenty of cases where like the deck is stacked against because of race, you know.
But
and
it is a very fair point, because you know there's a lot of division along racial lines, but I think if both sides can come together and just acknowledge that we were right about when we said fuck the police, that we could move forward.
And that's the thing, because I'm typically like pretty pro law enforcement. Like my cousin is a Connecticut state trooper. and I like to believe the best in everyone, but it's just getting harder and harder.
Yeah,
Like remember
I was raised literally anti-law enforcement, but
yeah.
I grew to be more tolerant when I worked at a uniform store that served
Right.
law enforcement and got to meet some of the people, but just it doesn't change like the overwhelming majority of the issues with the system.
Yeah, for sure. Like my cousin, I don't know if you remember Sandy Hook.
Yeah,
Like he responded to that. You know,
he
was in USA Today as like one of the escort officers at one of the funerals. Definitely not a conversation. He's talked about it with me before, and not my favorite. I'm sorry he had to go through that, but
Alex Jones is still paying for that, literally.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we got like sidetracked with a lot of real world stuff. Very interesting. I thought it was interesting conversation, which is why I kind of went with it. But
it was a great podcasting. I mean, love to talk about murder and suicide. And speaking of Suicide Squad was supposed. Suicide Squad was supposed to have its season 2 update. We were literally talking about it. I checked while I was making this episode. 5 days ago, we were talking about the season 2 DLC, what we were looking forward to, how we're going to be running, and then during the week, Jay, womp womp, the whole thing came crashing down. Unfortunately, about 48 hours before the DLC went live, they announced on the Twitters and in the Discord that they would have to push back season 2 until July 25th, which is very unfortunate. Not just because it's never a good sign. In fact, it's actually a catastrophic sign when a major update is delayed like at the last minute like that. That's something that I know from inside baseball that's never supposed to happen. That occurs when you pretty much you have insufficient QA testing, because before they ship a patch, they'll do final checks to make sure stuff is just good, just a cursory check. And at some point they must have found something so bad that it was literally unpublishable,
right?
And something that they could not hotfix in time. So they just pushed it back a couple weeks. So it must have been really bad, whatever it is they found.
Yeah, and I honestly, it was weird. The timing, the way they were like, "Oh, hey, the update's coming out next week,"
with no other promotion.
Yeah, it seemed weird, because they don't usually do that.
I mean, it makes sense to me, after the Jason Schreier article.
Sure.
When you think about it from the lens of there's like a skeleton crew working in the game, you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
But I feel like if you're going to announce it with that quick a turnaround, you have to be sure enough to know that it's done.
Yeah, for sure. No matter what, developers universally do not give hard dates unless they're incredibly sure.
Yeah,
because there's so many moving parts. So it was very bad that they had to push that back. So, yeah, somebody was definitely getting yelled at. But I think worse, than the fact that it happened in the first place is that they chose the 25th, which is not only smack dab in the middle of San Diego Comic-Con, but Marvel Rivals. Not only is Marvel Rivals having a Comic-Con presentation that day, the Marvel Rivals closed beta starts on the 23rd. And on the 25th, the Twitch drop campaign begins for Marvel Rivals, where if you watch people streaming Marvel Rivals on Twitch, you can just earn an invite code to the beta. So, wow. I mean, holy shit, that's bad timing for Suicide Squad.
Yeah. What can you do?
I was thinking of how I could possibly make it work, and the only way I can make it work is because the drops, I was looking at the timing, the drops go live. Thank you. Show, my boomer sneaker, my Captain Boomerang.
Do we know which ones Lejeune got?
I gotta ask him. Yeah, he said apparently he got his package, but it came
his
to
Mama Dukes didn't.
It came to his mom's house, and she forgot to tell him. So yeah. I asked Lejeune what he got, but yeah, so the Twitch drops go live at 8 p.m. on the 25th, so it's not like early in the morning or anything like that. So what I could do is I could stream Suicide Squad early in the day, like early, when I usually stream it. Then take a break once I'm done. Come back on Marvel Rivals later that night when the Twitch drops go live around that time, maybe like 6 o'clock or something. So I can make it because of the timing of when the drops go live. I can actually make that work. So,
yeah. Well, that's assuming that the patch actually goes live.
Assuming we don't have another 8 hours of maintenance, or another delay. Who knows at this point?
I love Rocksteady. I love the people that we've gotten to work with. I appreciate all of that, but man, it's so hard.
That is a great throwback, Steven.
Yeah. It's just so hard, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what she said.
By the way, Prime Day, if for some reason you don't have Suicide Squad,
I mean, I don't understand how you couldn't.
Right. And you play on PC, you can get the game for free. You can get the game for free on the Epic Games Store through Prime Gaming.
That's right.
So if you have Amazon Prime and Prime Gaming, it was Suicide Squad, Tomb Raider, and Chivalry 2, which is actually a really fun game.
Yes.
You can get all three of those games for free on the 17th or 18th. And apparently, me just saying, hey, you can get the game for free makes me a shill to the point where weirdo stalkers can like just call me the worst things you can.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just so over it, man. Like, I did all the right things. I ignored the guy. I blocked the guy. I like moved on with my life. And then a week later, he's out here pretending he's not on another alt. Like, and like his reasoning is like, oh, there were allegations of sexual harassment at the office. So you know what that makes you? Makes you Drake.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah. And I didn't deny it, so it must be true. Like, no, I'm not going to acknowledge your ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's just absolute fatherless.
And it's so I just have to talk on this for a second. It's so frustrating because like this guy responded to High Ruler and he said something ridiculous and stupid. High Ruler dunked on him, and all I said was like, there's a lot of irony in that statement given what he said. And I didn't say anything ridiculous. And then the dude goes off on me, and all I do is respond, LOL. And like he loses his shit and starts like going through my followers and tagging people that are verified and like, oh, what do you think of JayShockBlast being the worst thing I could call anybody?
I believe he called you a PDF file.
Yes, a PDF file, which was hysterical. But it's like, man, these people are just psychotic.
Yes,
that's
how nobody. This works.
I know nobody took it seriously, right? But like, what if they did for no reason in particular? You know, so it's like I said, LOL. I'm sorry this game made you cry. What the fuck? That's why I've been like trying my best to like stay off Twitter. I've been doing so good.
Twitter is definitely a place that you benefit from not engaging with for long stretches of time.
But that's like the new thing ever since Kendrick Lamar like started doing it. Like that's the new thing that everybody just tries to like use, you know?
What?
Yeah, like everybody tries to use that now, like just to say something shitty, you know? I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, that's why you gotta pick your battles. Like there's always a temptation when you see something stupid to just be like, oh, let me nope. I just move on. I even preemptively block now. Instead of just responding,
Yeah.
I preemptively, like when if I see somebody, I'm like earlier I was looking at a post and somebody got a bunch of bot replies, so I preemptively blocked all the bots. I was like, you know what, just in case in the future, I don't want to deal with that energy. I'm just trying to cleanse my timeline. It's been a while since I went really back and forth with someone on Twitter. I've just gotten great at just moving on. If they say something directly to me, block and move on.
But I have been really good lately, I thought, you know, and then and I was being good even with this person. I did all the right things. You know, I laughed a couple times at how ridiculous the tweets were. And then I was like, all right, I'm done here. Blocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Council Warrior activity is definitely automatic block. You should add a Boston Celtics fan to that list.
Oh, I forgot to change my hat.
Yeah, if you're, I feel like being a Boston Celtics fan is definitely a blockable offense.
Oh man, they're trying to tear us apart, Sadot.
I mean, I'm surprised we haven't already torn apart over your Celtics homering.
No, I mean they're trying to tear us apart. You know, because Jaylen Brown just put an eyeball emoji, because Derek White got chosen.
Yeah, I mean, I like Derek White a lot more than Jaylen Brown, but it's definitely weird for the simple fact that they picked another guard when they do not need any more guards. It doesn't make obviously you can make the argument, you know, why would you not invite the Finals MVP when you already have Tatum, especially since you just lost Kawhi, who in theory was supposed to be elite two-way wing, and
which Jaylen can be,
which Jaylen very much has demonstrated.
I think Derek White could be a wing though.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, but he plays big.
He plays big, but he's 6'4". As Luka showed, he's a baby, and they already have guards. I mean, they have look at the roster already. They have Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday.
I'm very happy for I'm very happy for Derek White because I don't think he'll ever get this opportunity again, obviously.
100% no.
So I'm happy for him that he's going to go get a gold medal on top of his, you know, new world champions ring. You know, because the Celtics won and they're going to get rings. So I'm happy for that.
Unless they lose to France.
Listen, there's no reason this team should lose. I will say,
I don't know. Wemby looks pretty crazy.
I will say this though, they probably should have had Caitlin Clark.
No, imagine that.
No, but I actually think Cooper Flag might have made sense there.
No, Cooper Flag definitely would have made sense.
Like your last player on the roster shouldn't matter. So like it would have actually been really good to give a kid some exposure. You know what I mean? Like give one of those younger guys. But I think Derek White, that's one of those things too.
Especially after Cooper Flag literally cooked the whole Team USA.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would have been good. But like, I think this is the same argument that we kind of had with like Caitlin Clark being left off the women's team.
And that was before she dropped a triple-double. And then she had another game, crazy game where she had like 29 points.
Like head up against Terezi, right?
Yeah, she beat Diane Taurasi. She beat Aja Wilson's squad, the best squad in the WNBA. Like she at the time, it was a dumb decision because it's like, why would you not have the most popular women's basketball player on the planet be on your Olympic team? But now, that she's really been balling out, it looks really dumb that they left her off just out of pettiness. It's weird. She is doing her thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does in the playoffs. She's actually playing right now. But as for Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown shouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's politics.
Yeah.
like the Olympic selection is always about politics. I was watching Gil's Arenas, and I remember he broke this down years ago about how sneaker politics and politics in general play a big role in the Team USA selection committee process.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jaylen will have a chance next Olympics. I'm not too worried about it. Listen, I'm happy for Derek White because he's a good dude. He's a hard player. I like guys that like get by on like hard work as much as they do talent. And he's one of those guys. He's one of those like ham and eggers, if you will,
Sure.
He's a talented player, but like he got where he is because he worked hard.
Mostly like super hard work because he had, he's got decent size for a point guard, but he doesn't have like elite, NBA athleticism or anything. Like he didn't come in the league, with a super jump shot, it's shooting from 30 like Steph. He doesn't have Ja Morant's athleticism, so he didn't have Kyrie Irving's ball handling. He's just a guy. He's just a really solid guard that worked his ass off to like maximize what he had.
I saw a funny picture though. Speaking of Wemby in France, they were lining up to do like a group photo, and Gobert is like standing next to Wemby, and he's on his tippy toes, trying to make himself look a little taller.
And he's already like 7'1".
Yeah.
Kevin Durant. I saw the group photo with Team USA that became a thing because KD's pretending to be 6'9". He's still trolling about it, but like he's literally in the group photo standing next to and they have their heights listed. Like they have him at 6'9", but he's literally the same height as Joel Embiid, and he's noticeably taller than both Bam Adebayo and Anthony Davis, who are 6'9" and 6'10" respectively.
All right, let's get into the topics that people actually watch us for. We could like I know this. I will accept all the blame here. I am the one that has like shifted us away into the categories we like to like shoot the shit about off stream. But yeah, I know that like sometimes we start talking NBA and we don't shut up, and then everybody leaves. And
oh no, we actually got more people in.
Yeah. I also have to point out that like I feel like my butt injury is getting worse, not better.
From you were assaulted by your dog.
Yeah. So I'm
not that way, chat. Like she swept the leg.
Yeah, like she like literally kamikazed me in the back, like an absolute chop block in the back of the legs. I landed right on my tailbone and have never been the same since.
Yeah. Actually had a tweak. I actually tweaked my neck yesterday. So that was a hard night of trying to sleep.
Yeah, this is like the worst injury to have doing what we do.
Yeah,
like to have your butt hurt. Like you should hear the pathetic noise I make when I get out of my chair. It's like
oh, that thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have nightmares about that now.
Oh, you're probably gonna make soundboards of it.
I really don't want to.
Yeah, like it's just the worst. Like it hurts right now. I should be fine. I took some ibuprofen, but like as the show wears on, it like starts to get worse. And then when I get up, it hurts.
Fortunately, my butt is fine because it didn't click with you, but this chair is perfect for me.
Yeah,
it is absolutely perfection. I love it. It's my favorite chair ever.
I think I said this last week or on Sunday. I don't remember, but the hotel we stayed at was like this, like hasn't been updated since 1980s Comfort Inn. It was like literally $100 a night hotel, 45 minutes outside of New York City. So like we're like good enough. And they had like a computer chair that was honestly like probably like some Staples brand $50 computer chair. And if you took the armrest off of it, it is way more comfortable than this $1,600 Herman Miller fucking
That's
piece
probably
of shit.
That's probably karma for buying that. Like I would never pay that much.
No, and we literally drove all the way out to Boston to a Herman Miller store because like I could not buy it blindly, but like I had seen so many people say how much they loved the chair that I trusted.
I don't give a fuck what they had to
Yeah.
say. I'm not spending that much money on a fucking chair.
Yeah, like I just wanted something that was comfortable. Like, and this is like the fourth chair. This is the fourth. That one was the fifth. And like we literally have like 3 computer chairs, like, and nowhere to put them.
After going through enough computer chairs and gaming chairs, I understood that there was like an upper limit on just the quality. Like if you're talking like 1,500, like I need to see some features like it. that needs to come with a personal masseuse.
Yeah. And we went there and I tried it and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. But man, it just like over time, it just has not played out.
Pretty good and getting 1,500 out of me, bro.
Yeah, no, I wish it's my one, like honestly, out of everything I think I've ever bought in my life, it's the number one regret purchase.
Yeah, you're giving me 15. You're trying to be 1,500 for that chair. It better transform into android that looks like Zoe Saldana. Give me a blowjob. There's no fucking way. I'm paying 1,500 for a gaming chair.
Here's what I let influence me though. Okay, somebody said to me, "Well, think about it. This chair has a lifetime guarantee, so if anything ever happens to it, they're just going to replace it." Okay, cool. That makes sense. And like, you're not having to buy, like, you're not buying $300 chairs every year and a half because that's going to add up. I'm like, I guess. And like, I literally, some of the people that I talked to are like, I've had this chair for like 12 years. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's just never again. But like, also now I'm like, we drove by Staples yesterday because I don't know if you know, there's like a special Deadpool bottle of aviation gin, which is Ryan Reynolds gin. So I went out to a liquor store. We call them package stores, packies. Okay.
That sounds like a slur, but okay.
We call them packies. It's a Boston thing. Package store.
Typical Boston.
Yeah, well, whatever. So went out and I got one a few weeks ago. Well, one of our followers, Foms, he actually hit me up and showed me there was a Wolverine one. And I was like, oh man. So I went out to go look and see if they had it. And there was a Staples in the parking lot and my wife was with me. So I did not get out and go in there because I think if she sees me try to shop for another computer chair again before we get rid of the other 2 that are in, she came out to look at me. So yes, I can confirm I would have gotten in trouble. But no, I was looking, I go to slickdeals.net and they had some chair there that was like normally 120 on sale for 50. And I was like, oh, that looks like the chair that I just sat in at the hotel. Maybe I'll go sit in it because $50 risk is not a lot, especially if I can walk out. But I need to find homes for these others. We even bought like a actual like love seat, like not quite a love seat, not quite an individual seat, somewhere in between. And I was using that for a while, but you can tell why those are not really the perfect choice.
Have you tried an intern? I hear that could be pretty comfortable.
I don't know that would work out given my marital status. I don't think. Well, I mean, it worked out for Bill Clinton, but I don't know. Times have changed, Sadot.
I mean, for some people, I mean, there's still some people living like the like Me Too never happened.
Yes, well, with all due respect to those people, I love my breadwinner wife, and am not going to get an intern and jeopardize that situation.
Suit yourself.
We've been talking.
I'm just trying to make you
We've been talking about Jay's ass for 10 minutes. Well, anyway, I tried to move it along. All right. Anyway, so let's. What are we gonna do first? We're gonna do Star Wars. Get it over with.
Yeah. Let's yell about the Acolyte.
Okay. I thought this was one of the better episodes of the season. I'm not saying that says much, but I kind of liked the way that it worked its way through the first episode to kind of like tie up all the little loose ends and help us understand what really happened. You know what I mean?
Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning?
I mean, I thought that was a pretty fair answer.
So I thought it was one of the worst episodes by far, because it didn't do any of those things, which is what it was supposed to do. I thought that this was more than any of the episodes that we've seen, the prime example of what happens when you have not enough story and a higher episode, but a high episode order. Because
yeah, I see that.
This could have been a 10-minute at most flashback, but what they instead did is they made this an entire 40-minute episode where they mostly just showed episode 3 from a different camera angle. that was 90% of the episode.
And that's very fair.
Exact same footage from a different camera angle. Like what you're supposed to do with this sort of gimmick is you're supposed to give different contexts, different information, different reveals, because especially with how Leslie Headland was talking about, I'm convinced she's just yapping in these interviews. Like she couldn't even really answer a basic question about Smiler-Ren's motivations. But they were hyping this up like, oh, there's this big dark secret the Jedi are hiding. I mean, nothing's as it seems. And it was exactly as it fucking seemed when we saw episode 3. Oh yeah, the Jedi are stupid. They stumbled upon this world with these evil witches, and Osha's sister May tried to kill her. A fire started. Somehow stone became flammable, caught on fire, and exploded. All the witches died, and they covered it up. The only added context information we got, it didn't make the Jedi look bad. It just confirmed what we already knew, which is that the witches were the aggressors and the Jedi were defending themselves. It actually made it the witches look worse when we saw how Osha and May's main mom died, the leader. Like, what are you smoking? Like, you're in an intense standoff. You're literally right in the middle of a standoff because you can't keep your wife in line who's trying to start a war with the Jedi, and you have May come in and ask for help because Osha's in trouble, and then you decide now is the time to turn into an evil smoke monster, and start disintegrating a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just saying the bar is so low that, like,
the bar is in hell.
Yeah, but like I just felt like the reason I liked it is because it did fill in those gaps, as unnecessary as it should have been. I felt like I understood some of what happened a little bit better, but I mean, I don't know.
I kind of wish they didn't, because the answers that they gave are just so much worse.
Yeah.
It was so like because one of the big mysteries was, why did Torben unalive himself? What horrible thing did he do on that planet, that we were imagining that would cause him to just decide that he's just going to let he obviously May couldn't beat him, so he just decides to drink poison because after going into meditation for a decade, what could have caused that? And we found out he wanted to go home to Coruscant. The witch broke into his mind and tried to seduce him, and all he ended up wanting to do is also go home, and he witnessed the witches the witches die. Like that's literally it. He wanted to go home. He got mind controlled, and he didn't even get the worst mind control. The Wookiee got the worst of the mind control, and he was fine. Like he was actually forced to fight and nearly kill his friends. Torben just got tempted by the dark side, and that's literally it. Like that all that was enough to make him stop speaking to everyone and meditate for 10 years and then drink poison voluntarily. Why? Because like he was there. He knows they were the aggressors. He knows it didn't even make sense why they died. Like the witches were working together to mind control the Wookiee, and then when Trinity broke the Wookiee out of it, they just that's basically what she is. It is Trinity.
I refer to her as Jessica Jones's lawyer.
Yeah, Jessica Jones' lawyer, Trinity. She breaks them out of it, and they just collapse. And then I guess the rest of the coven dies because of the fire that May started, which is consistent with what they told Osha. Come on. This and then don't get me started on Squid Game. This idiot. His dark secret is that he killed Osha's mom, but entirely justified. But he chose her over May when he found them and they were both about to collapse because he wasn't smart enough to just grab both of them with the Force instead of trying to hold up both sides of the bridge at the same time. Like, what is this?
I mean, these are all valid points. And like when I was a little surprised when you like pushed back the way that you did, but I also wasn't like, I looked at it as a lot of these episodes sucked. This one wasn't great. I thought it was one of the better episodes of the group, but mostly only because it's one of the few that ties together nicely enough, to anything else that's happened, Like, I thought we were going to find out what Darth Smiley guy, like, I thought we were going to find out some of his backstory as part of this.
That's going to be the finale. I'm sure we're going to get footage of episode 3 from the episode of Smilo Ren, and we're going to find out that Leslie Headland's wife is his master, and that's how he got the scar on his back.
Is that who that is?
Yes, that's the green one. Yeah, that's Leslie Headland's wife.
Oh, so a nepotism hire.
Of course. That's how it works.
Well, yeah, we kind of already, like, they've already alluded to that. All right. And she's obviously pissed for no reason too. Like every time you see her, like the few times. I think that's just how she acts. I don't honestly have no idea who she is, so
yeah, this is just not great. I like the only remotely interesting part of the episode is when they actually fight, and even the fight is just stupid. It was just stupid.
I just think it sucks that like there's so many grifters grifting off of this show, and it's like you want them to be wrong, but you have such a hard time, I
don't think one of them is going to. I don't think they're going to do this.
Darth Plagueis was immune, like MUUN, like that was his race. So like, we'll know really quickly and easily if he's got like a long stretched face. Then yeah, Darth Plagueis. But I don't.
Maybe he makes.
I don't think so.
Maybe Plagueis makes a cameo, but I don't. As like the master of Smilo Ren, but I don't know. This is To me, yeah, the best episode was definitely the lightsaber battle. Just despite all the many holes you could poke into it,
Right.
it's just when they have an episode where there's just a lot of talking, and which requires obviously good writing. That's when like the show I think is just at its worst because of how poor the writing is. The acting is obviously not great either, but like the actors don't have much to work with. The motivations of the characters are constantly shifting. Like they're always contradicting themselves. It's just silly. Like I was hoping, like I was expecting. This was the weird thing. I was expecting them to like go harder on the Jedi because of how much they were trying to emphasize. It seemed like they were just so badly trying to paint the Jedi as cops. And even having them read Miranda rights, like, which is not a thing, but when you look at when you see the answers, you're like, oh no, they're not the bad guys. I mean, they're stupid, but they're not the bad guys. Like, how did they not know there was life on this planet? I mean, we know that they have the technology, like. Luke Skywalker literally used this technology. Like they can scan for ships, they can scan for life. They've had this. They were on a giant. They built their town on a giant mountain inside a former mining facility, and nobody detected anything. All this time, nothing on the scanners. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The show has definitely been a disappointment, and I just hate it that the grifters are getting away with it.
Here's the thing. I'm not disappointed by the Acolyte because I went in expecting it to be bad. I do.
Yeah.
The only thing I was interested in the Acolyte was Trinity. I was like, oh, Trinity's in this. Let me see some Trinity. And then they killed her in the stupidest way possible in the first episode. So I'm like, okay,
well, at least they've had plenty of flashbacks.
Good thing we have those flashbacks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have had a very, very short gig. I mean, I'm sure they paid her well. I mean, that $180 million had to go somewhere.
All right. Well, The Boys, has any male in the history of television been sexually assaulted as much as Huey?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's something like, but nothing is coming to mind.
He might be the most sexually assaulted character in the history of TV, period. Like, take men out of the equation. Like it feels like every episode is, what new way can we have Huey get fucked against his will and without him knowing it?
I mean, I'm sure there's something for the female side, but yeah, Huey is Oz definitely had some stuff popping off, but I don't know. I think they hate Huey.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, that was wild. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see it coming, but I did. Like, I thought that Huey was gonna be the one that got replaced, and I thought we were gonna have like a Las Vegas shooter situation. I thought that's what they were like, or like a January 6th situation. Yeah. I thought that like when she like cut his hand, that was going to give her what she needed to basically use him. I didn't even put two and two together when Starlight was at the bar. I just thought that like the lady, this was just something good finally happening, for Starlight, Yeah. And then there you go.
Huey should have knew something was off though when Starlight voluntarily decided to fuck him in her cosplay.
Yeah.
after she yelled at him for saving the costume.
Yeah, that was a really good. That was literally a That was a really good episode. I definitely
They always have I think that's part of the reason why the ratings have been so up and down, apart from the morons who just realize they're being made fun of. They'll have like kind of a iffy episode, usually one where it leans heavily into the political satire, and then they'll bounce back with like just a really great all-around episode.
I love Kamiko's like Deadpool baby leg. Just like hanging off the table. That was a kind of a cool imagery.
So there, I'm glad her and our Frenchie are finally getting closer again.
I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with A Train. I feel like he's never going to be heard from again. Like I feel like he's got to pop up at some point.
I think A Train is going to pop up on January 6th and be like a hero.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely going to die though. But I'm thinking what's going to happen is also, the Starlight, the shapeshifter imitating Starlight would be an interesting twist. But I think Butcher is going to be taken over by Kessler. I think that's what they set it up. Like I obviously he chose the Becca side, from the previous episode, but I don't think he's been given much of a choice. I think that's what happened when he collapsed. He just kind of lost. I think he's going to black out, and because that as that tumor grows, like that's pretty much Kessler's presence, and I think that's going to continue to grow to the point where now he can just take over, and we're going to get like a evil-ish Butcher going on in this January 6th type episode.
Evilish in that he'll do what it takes. Not necessarily that like, I get what you mean. How many episodes are left?
I think this is the last one coming up.
Oh, okay. I feel like Sister Sage, is it Sister Sage? Is that what they call her? Yeah.
Sister. I
feel like she's gonna get involved in stopping it.
You think she's I don't know. I feel like she's clearly not a hero.
Yeah.
But I think she is definitely petty.
Yeah, I think she was only in it like because she was curious, like for her own like
Homelander appealed to her because she hates humans, as she gave that little bit of her backstory about I think how she was trying to save her grandma was really sick and no one, and they couldn't find, there was no cure, and then because she's so smart she found one, and then they just laughed at her and she had to watch her die, and that from that moment she just hated humanity. That's why she's kind of just been cooped up in her place until Homelander gave her purpose, right. a grand plan to wipe the slate clean. So she very much has those ideals. So she obviously has no intention of helping the humans. I feel like though she'd be more invested in fucking over Homelander,
right?
Rather than
that's more what I was going with,
but still helping Newman. I think more likely Sage teams up with Newman, and they find a way to cut Homelander out of the equation. Maybe
that makes sense.
Maybe she even helps the boys. Tries to give them a leg up, since they're going to need a way to kill Homelander. And I'm sure, given her intellect, she's already been calculating and think about ways to neutralize Homelander ever since he accepted her, just in case things went wrong. So I can see her teaming with Newman, getting the pro soup thing takeover going, but also helping them kill Homelander. I think that's how that's going to play out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, she's very she is like Lex Luthor if Lex Luthor liked to lobotomize himself and get fucked in the butt.
I thought for sure we were gonna see the Deep die.
I mean, Eventually.
Yeah, like I thought for sure when Starlight gilled him, like we're about to see something.
Now they got to keep the Deep around a little longer.
Yeah. Well, him and Noir, the new Noir, anyway. Their little hallway banter was.
That was actually.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean lobotomy?
Yeah.
So yeah, she banged Noir sober with her brain intact, but she had to lobotomize herself to get the Deep, which makes sense. I mean, he is the worst.
Yeah.
Like what a 180 he's gone. He's done since season 1.
Oh, he's like 180 into a 360. Like that man has done an Xbox 720.
That's insane. He is a completely different character.
Like honestly, he's like had so much go on for him that I forgot that he him and Starlight had a history. Like when they saw each other, I was like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, he forced himself on her, so she got in there. But
yeah,
killing his octopus. Yeah, when Tilda Swinton, he actually the actual actor commented on the fact that Tilda Swinton is voicing his lover, his octopus lover, and he was like, why? Which is a great question. Especially listening to this week's episode, before he killed her, I'm like, that is Tilda Swinton's. What is she doing? What is she doing in the show? That's so weird. But no, she did a great job in the role as the octopus that is in love with the Deep. It was almost tragic, watching their love break apart because Sister Sage got into his head. Like he actually deluded. He's been so knocked out. He actually was deluded into thinking that she respected him. Like he should listen to the octopus.
Yeah. It's yeah, Eastwood.
Yes, there is Eastwood.
Think about all the Aquaman jokes there have been over the years, and that's what they basically turned the Deep is basically a poor man's Aquaman.
He's a parody of Aquaman. Yeah. Homelander is obviously the Superman parody. Noir is supposed to be like the Batman parody. Tech Knight was like Iron Man / Bruce Wayne parody. Yeah, they have so they kind of have
Maeve.
Maeve is obviously Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
The Vought is Disney. But also Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
pretty much everything you could think of this show or one of the spinoffs has included. In pretty much any perverted or just outside the box thing you could think of has probably been an episode of The Boys at this point. I mean, stuff that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
like I gotta hand it to them. Like the writers are definitely deviants, but their creativity with these powers. I mean, like Marvel fans would meme about, hey, what if Ant-Man got small and went up Thanos' butt? The Boys will actually do it and take it a step further. Like they will go above and beyond. They actually had a character in Gen V. One of the girls, she had the ability to shrink and grow small. She could shrink by, she would have to shrink by throwing up.
Yeah.
And and this guy tried to wanted to hook up with her, but only so she could go small, so that he could feel like he's bigger down there. Yeah, it was an insane scene.
Using his junk as a stripper pole.
Yes.
This show has like the largest like percentage of male genitalia than any show in the history of media.
What? Not even close.
Like, yeah, like I think Game of Thrones is like a close second, or not even a close second actually. But yeah, you see more dong in this show than like the Playgirl channel.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Yeah,
this actual episode was the first time in quite a while we saw some female nudity after the fake star, and it was a fake starlight. It wasn't real light, but
and it was like not even like good. It was like just, I mean, the walkaway shot was pretty decent, but like
she just walk away, but it was a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of dong in the voice.
Yeah, like there is an actual human centipede.
A literal human centipede.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy who could make clones of himself gets off by
licking his own booty hole,
pleasuring himself on one end, and then having all of his clones tossing salad, as they call it.
Yeah.
This is the TruthCon episode where all the conservatives and conspiracy theorists gathered together for basically their version of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the one episode that triggered like the first episode that really triggered the backlash online from the right side of the culture war. But I'm pretty sure there's actually a literal TruthCon. Like, I think I've actually seen it.
Say that again.
I think they actually do have a TruthCon, like an ironic TruthCon. I think I've actually seen it. So I don't even know why they were even that bad about that. So when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, this is an actual place. There's no way this is not an actual place. But I'm looking forward to the finale because despite the raise, I thought this overall the season was really good. Despite we'll see if they stick the landing, but I thought overall it was a really good season. It definitely had they were definitely more highs and lows, but the highs were really high.
Yeah, I felt like it was definitely a more engaging season for me personally, as someone that like just thought the rest was okay. Like, had enjoyed parts of it, thought parts of it was stupid, but this season I felt like was a lot more grounded.
Yeah, for sure. I think when it goes down, it's going to be definitely one of the better seasons. Obviously, it was missed desperately. It needed some Jensen Ackles, but you can't have everything.
Yeah,
unfortunately, Jay. But we can have the Marvel Cinematic Universe returning to glory. Well, I don't know about glory, maybe for Deadpool and Wolverine, but I've heard that they're trying to turn it around. They're committed. Obviously, Star Wars is cooked, but Marvel is trying to turn around. They're going to be coming back to Hall H and during Comic-Con for a big presentation, and we got some upcoming projects. What did you think of the Captain America New World, Brave New World is what it's called, what they're going with now? Harrison Ford. I think the big thing that I'll give them credit for, obviously, I've heard nothing but bad things about this movie in terms of its production. It's been reshot so many times that they've basically made a new movie. But
yeah, I'm sad because Seth Rollins was supposed to be in it, and I know you have no idea who that is.
He's the wrestler guy.
Okay, well, I think he got like written out of it basically, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Didn't they write it? I think he was written out of it for Giancarlo Esposito's role, which I'm 100% on board with.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in something called the Serpent Society.
Yeah.
But I think they got rid of the Serpent Society. Like I think they like just wrote them out completely.
Yeah, based on the trailer, there's like, I don't know what the main faction is, but we saw a little bit of Red Hawk at the end, which of course will be Harrison Ford's role. We're expecting he's the new Ross, and
his voice isn't. You're the second person today I've heard say that, but I'll have to listen again. I didn't hear it. He has a very distinct voice, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I remember hearing it. But I did think it's worth acknowledging that they finally acknowledged the giant celestial sitting in the ocean. That's been there all this time that no MCU project was acknowledging. Like, She-Hulk made like a passing joke about it in like a newspaper, but it's just been sitting there and no one's just acknowledging it. And then this movie, there is like an actual major plot point. It seems like, so that's a definitely refreshing.
They also seem to acknowledge the fact that Thaddeus is no longer William Hurt.
Yeah, I saw that joking. He's dead, right?
Yeah, I feel like
that was in poor taste.
Yeah, I mean,
it was when they did it when Terrence Howard, which is even fucking more hilarious now if you've been keeping up with the latest about Terrence Howard. When Terrence Howard was replaced by Don Cheadle and they made that joke, it was like, whatever. But when they do it because the actor literally died, it's like, oof.
When I heard that joke, the first thing I said is, all right, now they have to recast T'Challa.
Yeah.
Like if it was about respect,
Yeah, that flew out the window. Like, you start off your trailer with a joke about a guy being dead, like, like, holy shit, like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I thought the trailer looked really good. I'm excited. Obviously, everybody's going head over heels gaga over the Red Hulk scene at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. But you don't know about you actually don't know about the Terrence Howard stuff?
I saw something was happening with Terrence Howard, but I don't remember it enough to know what it was.
So I would, like many Americans, I thought Terrence Howard was just an actor, who was in Hustle and Flow, and he was in Empire, of course. He's Terrence Howard. Man, hard out here for a pimp. Apparently, he went on Joe Rogan, and it was like, apparently he's like this scientific math genius who has 85 patents, and he's trying to rewrite how we view math and science. And he had this 4-hour damn near conversation with Joe Rogan about sacred geometry and how 1 times 1 equals equals 2, and it blew up all over the internet, and then of course immediately a bunch of people, academics came out, said, oh, this guy he's out of his fucking mind, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He invented his own math, like he's wrong. So it just became this thing. Like he mentioned on the show that Neil deGrasse Tyson, he gave Neil brought him a paper to review, about his theories, and he said Neil basically just blew him off. And so Neil deGrasse Tyson did like a response video reading his the thing that Terrence sent him, like line by line, and just debunking everything. And then Joe Rogan came and had him back on, and he brought in a mathematician, Eric Weinstein, and he had Eric basically discuss with him, but also like kind of fact check his stuff in real time, because Eric, wasn't someone that was just calling him an idiot. He thought he had some good ideas, but was wrong about some aspects of it. So Terrence Howard is a very smart guy, but he definitely lacks, as it was pointed out, he definitely lacks like some of the fundamentals when it comes to advanced mathematics. So he gets a lot of it wrong. But it was just listening to the guy from Hustle and Flow describe like forms of math I've never heard of was like the trippiest experience I've ever experienced. I was like, that Terrence Howard from Empire?
I just need to get up and walk for a minute. So I'll be right back.
Good. Do you think? You think he's off? You think he's off his meds? I legitimately think he's just like he's. Yeah, we definitely gotta clip that J audio. I definitely don't think he's crazy. He's obviously a very smart guy. He just, and I think this has been said before, but it's possible to be smart enough to not know when you're wrong, and to be able to fool yourself into thinking that you're correct. Like, he obviously knows a lot. He's got very, really impressive recall. He can remember a lot of things, a lot of facts, but obviously he may be on to something, but not quite what he thinks he's on, because he just doesn't have a firm enough grasp on the fundamentals of the math that he's trying to attack. And I think he did get some really, good advice about how he kind of needs to humble himself and just keep learning, but keep growing. I think the interesting part is that this whole thing kind of highlighted an issue with academia that doesn't get talked about enough, which is that you'll have people like Terrence Howard who may be wrong about some stuff, that when they're trying to uphold trying to revolutionize something or come up with an unorthodox idea, but the way the system is set up is not designed for new ideas. Like, there's this idea that science is for everyone that is pushed, and it seems like that. You have Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's really really cool, does a really good job of making science accessible, but when it comes to like real hard academics, they don't really like new information. Like, they'll, especially if it like threatens some research that they've been doing, because it's usually a money thing. Like, a lot of these guys' livelihoods depend on the research that they've been dedicating their lives to. So you have someone that comes along and says, actually, the thing you're making money off of is wrong. Like, they're gonna be like, no, you're wrong. And I think that's just unfortunate part of human nature, but also what happens when money is involved. There's nothing wrong with thinking outside the box. Absolutely not. Don't have letters behind your name. No one's going to listen. For sure. And that's why I thought that conversation was actually interesting. The follow up, the original conversation with Terrence Howard and Rogan was insane, but the follow up I thought was more productive, because you had someone who actually knew the math, who could kind of like listen to what Terrence Howard's talking about and say, okay, that's bullshit, but this is interesting, and this is why this is interesting. And I think that's a much better way to approach unorthodox ideas, rather than just say, oh, you're dumb. I'm smart. That's not going to get anywhere. And that's why that kind of mentality is kind of, I think, why some people were like quick to believe Terrence Howard just at his word, because there is like this growing distrust in just our institutions in general, because they seem much more fallible than they have in the past, which can be dangerous. There's definitely stuff that you should be careful. about questioning for the sake of questioning, but yeah, there is definitely a case where people who just because they have a PhD or have an important job, you know, big shot job, doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. So that's an important thing to always keep in mind. You know, don't be afraid to question things, but don't question yourself into into delusion. You know, be skeptical about everything, especially people who tell you that they have all the answers, because that's usually not the case. Math is hitter, the universal language. That's how we plan on human aliens. That's how we're communicating with aliens right now. They're already among us, Eastwood. Don't you know? They're the reason that we have the PlayStation 5. Aliens gave that to us. Jay is definitely going through it right now. Holy. I feel like I should mute Jay's mic, but
sorry.
I'm
probably gonna regret this in a few minutes. Sorry. I went and swapped out chairs.
Ooh.
So I'm probably gonna regret this, but yeah,
the sounds you're making indeed are clippable.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get through it. I'm in a lot of pain. So far, so good. But I'm also remembering why I don't like this chair either. So it's like a different problem. See, that one, like the seat like sinks in really weird. And it like, I don't know. It compounds the pressure. And this one, it's just harder. And I was trying to set up like this like padding that I have, but it was not clicking into place properly. And then I don't know. There's like a million things. Like I got to do a better job cleaning the room. Like I've just got boxes stacked everywhere, and
yeah, Jay needs to take a dedicated butt weekend and just figure out his butt.
Yeah. Well, especially now that I got Evie down into the office. You know, I definitely need to make sure everything's out of the way. Bottle of Jameson.
There you go.
Seriously. Well, I do have a bottle of aviation gin that is not the what do you call it, the Deadpool kind, that I need to get out of my little liquor cabinet, because there's no purpose to have it like when I have a Deadpool. I don't need just a regular bottle, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't plan on getting any of their alcohol, but I might grab the sneakers and the Wolverine popcorn bucket.
Were those sneakers? Were those like a concept though? I didn't know they were real.
I'm sure I can get a pair.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I saw there was one side was Deadpool, the other side was Wolverine. Looked pretty sick. Look at these two. Yeah, look at these two. They're buddies. She looks way bigger than she actually is because he's laying down. But yeah.
Oh, you would. Yeah, she's so cute, but she is deadly.
Today was the first time that I honestly got upset at her. She was being a brat. Like, we have new neighbors in the last few months, and they have a dog that's a puppy too, pretty young, named Blue. It's like a golden doodle. Ooh. So whenever they're outside, I like to go over and say hi to Blue, and Thor and Blue are, they know each other through the fence and everything. Today Evie was very jealous that Thor and Blue were hanging out and was like literally trying to jump on top of Thor and ride him, like as like a passenger, not like anything. Like it was, and she actually kind of scratched his back. I was a little, but like she's getting a lot more confident. Thor obviously is older. He's got his heart issues, so we don't want him running around too much. but she wants him to run around a lot.
Yeah.
And she will just run circles around him. And she's gotten to the point where if Thor doesn't acknowledge her, she launches and like shoulder checks him. And like she will literally jump into him like purposefully. And there was today she did it 3 times, but instead of like kind of going into his side, she like shoulder checked his chin. And the 3rd time I looked at Thor and I said, get her. And let's just say she stopped pretty quick. he was a good sport. And then the next time she tried to go in, he did not allow her to, and she's like, "Oh shit, my bad." Like she just laid down. She's like, "My bad." It was pretty funny. All of this is like just dogs playing. You know, like it's not like it sounds way worse than it really is. But
drama.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like. So yeah, today she was being a little cunty. So,
can you say that?
Yeah, like the English say it.
You're not English.
I'm of English descent.
Are you?
Yes. On my mother's side, the Holts, that is her mother's family, native to England, and then there's the McManuses, her father's side. Obviously from Ireland.
Yeah, but you don't have the accent.
I mean, I think the English will give me a pass.
I don't think they will. I think they'll consider you American trash.
Where is Stardust? Where's Slate Stardust? He'll let me say it.
He's probably playing Marvel Snap.
All right.
You're gonna have to ask Bob, but he's probably busy.
Bob will definitely let me say it.
Bob will definitely not.
I don't know.
Bob is a clean cut gentleman.
But I feel like that word in the UK is like socially acceptable though. It's like saying hell here.
Yeah, but I mean, you could say that, but then there's another UK word that means something very different in America that you definitely can't say.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm thinking about that one right now.
So just be careful how much British slang you want to test out.
I will take that under advisement
on the podcast, sir. Just keep that in mind. But the other MCU trailer that we got was Agatha All Along, which clearly is about them reviving Wanda, who we knew was not going to be dead for much longer.
We have another race swap.
Oh, we got more breaking news casting
in Agatha All Along.
Oh, there was an actual race swapping.
Yeah, Jennifer Kale. She's black in that one.
Wasn't she always black?
No. Very, very, very blonde.
I feel like it's not as big a deal for characters that no one cares about.
I mean, Jennifer, like, I know she's not like, like an A-lister or even a B-lister, but like in the Supernatural Marvel verse, she's pretty up there.
Yeah, I feel like we can overlook that. I'm not expecting big things from this show at all. I like Catherine Hahn, but obviously I'm a massive Aubrey Plaza enjoyer. But
there's even an article. Wait, I did not know that there was intense backlash.
Was there?
Apparently, hold on.
I know Tassie mentioned that he was expecting the show to be not very well viewed. Intense backlash over the race. I mean, the Grifters.
Oh wow! I guess we've known about this since August.
Grifters got a grift.
I didn't realize that they fans are calling out the superhero giant for making woke casting choices.
Woke.
But this was in August. I didn't realize that was like I just happened to notice it because I don't usually watch with subtitles on, but But yeah, obviously,
Very
you know,
different.
yeah, very, very, very different.
From the original, for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just I don't know who all the other characters are. So I don't know if any of them are like original or if they are like, Marvel characters that are traditional, but
I don't think it's a big deal to me because I expect nothing from the show. I think the show even existing is just a meme.
Yeah.
like Agatha All Along was a funny song, but the fact that they actually then turned it into an entire show was just absolutely silly. It'd be like kind of if they made Rogers the Musical like an actual Broadway production. like okay, like it was funny, but come on.
Let's see who is Aubrey I don't know who Rio Vidal is, but I'm all about Aubrey Plaza in
all about it.
Pretty much anything.
Any excuse I have to watch Aubrey Plaza, I am there.
Yeah, she is also I'm sorry, we also see Wiccan is in this.
Wiccan. You think obviously obligatory. Will Mephisto show up here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is like kind of bringing in the Witch's Road, so obviously Mephisto sighting as possible. Though I've heard that the original plan was to have Mephisto pop up in the Ironheart show, which I'm hearing Disney also desperately does not want to release because it's done already, and they're just avoiding giving it a release date.
I do recognize, like, first of all, IMDb does not have everybody's character listed. I am recognizing some of the names of the characters, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think, going into it, I think the show. I have no expectations for the show. I like Catherine Hahn. I like Aubrey. I love Aubrey Plaza. I think the show. I don't expect much for the show at all, but maybe we'll get a Scarlet Witch appearance and it'll be cool or whatever. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, we're getting close. I'm excited.
I still didn't get my tickets.
I will say I did have a funny text exchange with my mom. I know I'm kind of going backwards a little bit, but
apparently you're forcing her to see Captain America
on her birthday. Yeah,
like any good son would.
Yeah, well, I just feel like it's I raised her right, So I texted her. I hope you like Captain America because this is how we're spending your birthday, because her birthday is Valentine's Day. Because I did Deadpool on my birthday, so the Captain should work. And I raised you right.
W Mom.
Yeah.
Gabe has a thing for Catherine Hahn.
Yeah, there have been times where I've agreed. She was so good in
what am I thinking of? Was it
Parks and Rec?
She was a I think the only time I was vaguely was she in Wedding Crashers?
Maybe.
What was she in with
I think she was actually. Because she was like a lot younger then, obviously.
I feel like it was Wedding Crashers. Let me look this up.
Isla Fisher was in Wedding Crashers.
Of course. Her obviously cannot forget. Yeah. She was fantastic in that.
Yeah, oh no, never mind. That was Catherine Jewson. If she was very low on the list.
What am I thinking of? Oh no, I'm thinking of Step Brothers. Yeah, Step Brothers. Step Brothers is the only time I was ever vaguely attracted to Catherine Hahn. Otherwise, I just think she's just a great actress.
Yeah.
I just have no other feelings other than that. She's great. Anything she does, she's great at drama. She's great at comedy. She's fantastic. So I think her and Aubrey Plaza together are going to be amazing.
Yeah, not even their first time together either.
Yeah, not at all.
Because like I said, she was awesome in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, perfect type to be in Parks and Rec.
I think. Have you ever seen Aubrey Plaza in Criminal Minds?
I have not.
Oh, she's like a psychopath.
Not seeing her Criminal Minds. I did. She is great in White Lotus.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Great show. You should definitely watch it. I think it's on H. I think it's on Max. It's 2 seasons. She's in season 2. It's great show. It's about this kind of this like vacation resort for rich people, and each season there's like a murder mystery. It's really good.
I did not mean to be that close. I'm like, this chair sits higher.
Really gross.
Yeah. So
speaking of woke backlash, there is the Gladiator 2 trailer was getting some backlash, and it wasn't even like anti-woke stuff either. So Gladiator is in my top 3 favorite movies of all time.
Good movie.
And I think it's a perfect movie. I don't think it needed a sequel. I've been this consistent for years. Even Ridley Scott's proposed original sequel, which was to have it take place in hell with Maximus. Don't want a sequel. Don't need a sequel. Gladiator is perfect. Leave it alone. But they did Gladiator 2. They did the thing because Hollywood has no ideas. So they did a sequel. I was like, all right. Well, I watched the trailer, and it was not well received. JayShockBlast. Apart from the usual problems with trailers, which is they show too much. In this case, this one pretty much showed you everything you need to know about the movie. You pretty much know what's going to happen. But the thing that really set people off was, obviously people made jokes about Denzel basically playing his Training Day character, but the music. There was a interesting music choice. So let me fix this real quick.
This is where I'm supposed to keep you entertained, which is kind of ironic considering Gabe just asked if you are not entertained. But
so the original Gladiator, obviously, beautiful score. At the trailer, same. So that modern Hollywood trend where every trailer has to have like this weird kind of gothic cover version of a popular song.
Oh God, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're watching Bad Boys or a trailer for a Fast and the Furious, and you might hear, I don't know, it's getting hot in here. Some unnecessarily epic or whatever. I know there was some that had some Billie Eilish. It basically sounds like they'll basically just make it sound like Billie Eilish. And so for the Gladiator 2 trailer, it started out fine. They had the kind of the cinematic, little generic cinematic score to accompany it, and then like about the halfway point, they played a cover of they started playing a cover of "No Church in the Wild" by Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Frank Ocean.
I have the trailer on right now, and it's tough to like give it my full attention, but like aesthetically, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. I think that's literally just what the literally, if they just shortened the trailer and just kept it cinematic with the music, or maybe even better, just had some really cool classic Hans Zimmer shit,
Yeah.
no one would complain. but when you start hearing Jay-Z rapping, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That belongs nowhere near this this genre, I guess you could say. I don't know.
I'm watching the Roman Empire. I don't want to hear Jay-Z tears on the mausoleum floor. Bloodstains the council. I feel like some intern was like, oh, Jay-Z talks about Colosseums in this song. let's put a cover. Let's put a cover of it. Like, it's like, no.
Are people complaining about women archers?
Oh yeah, there was literally one frame. I literally knew it was going to be a thing.
And it looks like she dies.
Yeah, yes, literally. There's one. You see one frame where there's a battle. One of the archers is a woman, and like a few scenes later, she's dead. So like that's the end of it. You know, yeah. Some people thought it was like an actual fake. You know how like that? There's that one channel that posts a lot of fake trailers. They'll put like AI or concept trailers together. Yeah, people thought it was that.
Am I crazy, or did they try to like lighten Denzel?
No, he looks the same to me.
I don't know. The scene I just saw, he looked very light skinned.
I don't know. I watched the trailer earlier. He looked the same to me.
It's like it's first set like a small moment during the rhinoceros scene.
It could be a lighting thing.
Or he's just kind of sitting there. I'm like, oh, that was Denzel.
Or maybe you're just confusing with someone else.
So I don't know.
Can't trust it anymore.
I do agree about the whole Denzel definitely seems out of place. Not because of how he looks, but because of how he sounds.
Yeah, he just sounds like Denzel doing a Denzel. And then the fact that they just threw rap music in it. I feel like they threw the rap music in there because they were like, oh, we got Denzel in this, so we're going to put him in the trailer. Oh, we got to have a hip hop song. So, it's fucking cringe. And I'm sure the movie itself is not going to have anything like that. But yeah, just the fact that, because the trailer, the first time they showed the trailer, they had a Kid Rock song. And I think it was at the Super Bowl. And I don't think the backlash wasn't nearly as, bad, but because grifters, but it's definitely a weird choice to have.
Oh, I'm getting to the rap part.
Yeah, it just doesn't. You don't have to just do the thing just because other trailers are doing it. It's a trope. It doesn't work.
I noticed the rap, but it wasn't as egregious as I thought it would be. And maybe I saw a different. I'm watching on Entertainment Tonight. It's Gladiator 2 official trailer, 3 minutes 7 seconds. So
it should be fine. I understand why people are big in fun of it, but I was just like, I just don't like having. I felt like for this trailer, they didn't need the modern music.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Just have it's a Gladiator 2. Just have the cinematic stuff. They show too much, and I thought the music choice were. Other than that, I thought the movie looked fine. But
first comment: what an imbecilic choice for a soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Like, it looks.
Yeah, the original Gladiator trailer is like night and day different.
Ridley Scott needs to be stopped. First Napoleon, now this. LOL, that trailer made me feel like I watched the whole movie.
Yeah, pretty much. You literally know the whole. I know the whole plot.
Is anyone else, all caps, not entertained by this?
Ooh.
So anyway, those are some of the top comments on that
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, the trailer, music aside, the trailer literally just showed you the whole movie.
Yeah, I do feel that way. I mean, listen, no, I'm sorry, Sean. I'm doing my best, man. I feel like the sitting has just made it worse over the last few weeks. Like it feels like it's a few steps forward, a few steps back. But like right now, I feel like the way I'm sitting is like trying to compensate for one thing hurting and it's making another thing hurt. If that makes sense. So yeah.
If Gladiator is in your top 3, you're curious about my entire top 5. My top 5 favorite movies. Oh, that's a great question. I was actually just thinking about that earlier today because I've had to kind of update my list a little bit because there hasn't been a lot of modern movies, but there has been some that jumped up, and it's hard. It's hard. These are not the best movies, but they're my top. They're just my favorite that I just go to those anytime I enjoyed them or had a really good deep connection to them or whatever. They just really resonated. My top 3 is Gladiator, Good Will Hunting, and Your Name. And rounding out the top 5 would probably be Safety Not Guaranteed and maybe Inception.
I can only tell you my favorite movie of all time. I can't give you a top 5.
No, it's Hitch. Yeah, Safety Not Guaranteed and Hitch. Yeah. Those are my favorites. Gladiator, Good Will Hunting, Your Name, Safety Not Guaranteed, and Hitch. Those are my favorites.
Spaceballs is my favorite movie of all time.
Spaceballs. Yeah, Jay loves himself the balls. Gotta get the anime in. Absolutely gotta get the anime in there. I could definitely. Your Name had it rocketed up right into the top 3. I could easily throw in more anime or animated stuff in there because that I've seen lately that could be up there my favorite, like the Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Funny enough, I haven't watched a lot of Miyazaki movies, so I mean that's bound to eventually pop in. Like I saw Spirited Away, but I wouldn't put that in my top 10. But
Top Gun is in there.
Top Gun for you. Yeah,
it's like a personal thing though, you know what I mean?
It's a personal. Yeah, these are best, not favorites. Like,
yeah. Mine is favorites, not like necessarily I'm saying they're the greatest movie ever.
Yeah, mine's are purely favorites, not necessarily the best. These are just the stuff.
Bloodsport is in there for me.
Bloodsport. Oh, that's a good one. So you got Spaceballs, Top Gun, Bloodsport. So that's 3.
I don't know what order. I'm just saying those are 3 that stand out off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, I did my top 5, so it's only right that Jay has a top 5 favorites.
I'm thinking more influential favorites. Like I'm thinking like Transformers the movie, the animated movie 86.
That was a classic one.
That was like that one really like left a mark on me.
Same. That one, the Street Fighter animated one from around that same era, and Titan AE really like got me into like animated stuff like heavy. Besides Dragon Ball Z when it came to Toonami, but though I remember the Transformer and the Street Fighter movies were like my precursor to anime.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to like commit to a 5th yet though.
Ooh, yeah, it is tough. It is tough committing to a favorite because especially stuff like changes. Like you'll watch something and you'll come back to it later and maybe it hits you differently. Like the Dark Knight was for years like one of my all-time favorites and what I consider one of the best. And then I rewatched it at some point recently, and I was like, huh. Like the Heath Ledger stuff still holds up. It's still like an overall really good movie, but the Batman scenes don't hold up at all and kind of take me out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like Spaceballs, I understand. Spaceballs is just a goofy movie, but like there's just something about it that is just I just adore that movie so much. Like I saw it in theaters. Like I just adore that movie. I really do. Like it's just I love it. It's obviously parody, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't remember Spaceballs. I do remember seeing Spinal Tap though. I really loved that. I really enjoyed that one.
Spaceballs has got like Rick Moranis and Bill Pullman. It's basically Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's got some alien references. There's the scene where like it's Mel Brooks, you know what I mean? Oh, I'll commit to a fifth, Tombstone.
Oh, okay.
Those are definitely 5 movies I'm comfortable saying are amongst my favorites ever. Okay.
Nice. I like that's a very JayShockBlast top 5.
Yeah, like I think Tombstone is like so, and I'll probably think of something later. I'm like, oh, why didn't I say that? But like Tombstone is definitely up there.
Pulp Fiction and Once Upon a Time are in your top 5. Yeah, those are pretty good. I don't think I have any Tarantino movies in my favorites. They would be in like some of the best movies I've seen, but none of them are necessarily my favorites.
I can definitely speak on that hitting different. All of the shows pretty much that my wife and I watch are like over for the season and everything.
Yeah.
So we've just been kind of like looking for things to watch, and we didn't have anything. So the other night I watched The Big Lebowski for the first time in a long time.
I love that movie.
I love that movie too, but towards the end of the movie, I was ready for it to be over.
So yeah, it's stuff like that happens for like, you know, a movie you haven't seen in a while that you have fond memories of, and it doesn't hold up. Some stuff just doesn't hold up, or you're like maybe in a different headspace, and it just doesn't hit the same. Like I remember I really enjoyed the Batman, but I couldn't commit to a full rewatch the first time I tried to rewatch it.
Yeah.
So I was like, it just happens like that. I still haven't finished Dune Part 2.
I haven't finished Dune Part 1 or started.
I started and finished Dune Part 1. I liked it a lot. It started slow, but I got into it by the end. I didn't like the ending, but I thought the movie was really good. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely check out Part 2. I've been stuck on Part 2 for over a month. I cannot finish it. I cannot finish it. But I did finally get to see Godzilla -1 and definitely lived up to the hype.
Jesus Christ. I feel for I gotta share this tweet from Caboose.
Ooh.
Because it's literally everything we were just talking about, like the worst part of the internet. And like Caboose is not even on the internet, I feel like, as much as we are.
I think I remember this tweet. I think I responded to this tweet. Or unless it's a new one.
It was 9 minutes ago.
That was a new one.
This dude made a 25-minute video ranting about Caboose. Like what the fuck?
To be fair, he absolutely looks like a person who would make a 25-minute video ranting about Caboose.
Yeah, like
he does not look like he has a wife and child to go home to.
I am like, honestly, I don't understand like why these, like, okay, you know what? We tweet stuff, right? And obviously we want to interact with people, right? But like I don't understand why these people think that they're entitled to our conversation just because they responded to the tweet, you know? And like hold on.
Blow this up.
Say it again?
Blow this up.
I'll blow it up.
There's nothing more cringe than making a 25-minute video ranting about someone that only has 300 views in 2 hours.
I mean, to be fair, there are times I wish I got that lately. It sucks. But yeah, like I don't understand though, like you're like nobody is entitled to a conversation or us agreeing, you know? Like there are a lot of times, even with Suicide Squad, like I still can't like handle people saying shit that's not accurate. Even if like I spend more time, I think, criticizing the game lately than I do saying anything positive. But like, I'm still not going to let you like say something that's factually incorrect. You know?
Well, that's where you're wrong, Jay. If you're going to criticize something, you have to do it as toxic as possible, and you have to spread misinformation. You can, if you correct any misinformation, it means you are a bootlicking show. That's how that works. Yeah, I got to check that. That is absolutely cringe. 25. Imagine being so triggered by someone else's opinion that you record a 25-minute rant and upload it to the internet. And that guy looks like he's old enough to be my dad.
Yeah, like I mean, I just don't like get it, you know? Like I've never been inspired to make a rant video about a person because of an argument ever. And I've been in some pretty big arguments. You know, like I'm not gonna say like what are we doing here?
You're not gonna abandon your family on Christmas and write a diss track.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna ride a horse for anybody. I'm not gonna like jump on a horsey. I'm certainly not gonna like and that dude still sucks our tweets, by the way.
You're not
You like remember that time that we like literally gave him the link to come on the show and talk to us, and he told us he had to go clean his room,
and then he ran away like a bitch.
And then he ran away, and then like I don't hear anything for a while, and then when I'm out in LA, like one of his little cronies tries to quote tweet me for engagement, and then says to me that nobody makes content for Twitter. What?
Yeah, I feel. I think they missed the last year of Twitter.
But then I realized that, like, after I saw the responses, okay, that it was one of that dude's boys, and I'm like, now it all makes sense. Like this guy who doesn't follow me, I think it was a tweet about it was one of my coward tweets, like which always trigger people, but it's a bit at this point. Like I say it because it's funny. And because people get so triggered by it, I don't really care if you play the game or not. Like, but I do call people cowards. I call myself a coward for not playing Elden Ring.
Because you are a coward.
I am absolutely a coward for not playing Elden Ring. I 100% am a coward for not playing Elden Ring. And you can clip that. Like, legitimately. But, like, I'm also going to call people a coward for not playing Midnight Suns.
Damn right.
You know, and when it's like free or $5 and you still don't play it,
you're a coward.
You know, like you're a coward.
100%.
So, but like this person, like I just feel like there's these people that like they see one tweet and think they know the whole story. You know what I mean? And like it was one of those situations, and I just kind of called him on it. But then I read like in the comments this loser that had to clean his room, like, oh, he takes himself so seriously. I'm like, the fuck? I think if anybody doesn't take themselves that seriously, it's me. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you disrespect me, but like at the end of the day, I make more self-depreciating jokes than anyone, you know? Like I don't care.
But you're also self-aware enough not to make a diss track on a horse.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Someone on YouTube released their 100th hate video on Suicide Squad. Jesus. Was it Luke Stevens?
Yeah. It's just wild to me that like I honestly I would like to just win money on the lottery and then like never be heard from again.
Oh, I fantasize about that every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Playing it right now, midnight. So, yeah, exactly, Jace. You know what I mean? Like, look, I just felt like a lot of people like they didn't give it a shot because of stupid reasons, which is why I call him a coward.
Whenever, yeah, I could not imagine. I don't think I actually liked Suicide Squad to some degree, and even I don't have that many videos. And I haven't been playing as much, you know, because there's nothing to do. But even then, I haven't made nearly that many videos about this game.
Caboose's second tweet about that one. In the video, he admits he still stalks my tweets on a separate account, by the way. LOL.
What an absolute loser. Oh yeah, if I get like a $500 million payout or something like that, I'll definitely start a game studio.
If I ever win like the big lottery, I will basically buy a massive plot of land in one of the non-income tax states, whichever has like the friendliest property tax states. And I'm like gonna just buy I'm gonna buy the plot of land, huge plot, and build a compound.
The branch, the Shockians.
Yeah, exactly. And it's basically just gonna be like a bunch of other houses, and I'm just gonna like anybody that I want to live with me will live on the property. And like you'll obviously have to want to uplift your life and go wherever this is. And I will just surround myself with people that I like and never be heard from again.
Actually sounds very romantic, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, like I would just like, and I would like not like that would be what I spend the most of my money on, and everything else I would just kind of sit on and just make sure that like everybody's taken care of, you know?
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't disappear, but I would definitely still make content. I would just make more content. I actually probably would make more content. Just I'd have the freedom to kind of just do whatever I want and like be more creative and not have to worry about results. Like
I would probably get bored and come back, but
I would definitely still stream. I would probably start a React channel. I would start my music back up again. I'd finally get around to writing that novel. I don't even need the money to write that. I just need to hurry up and write the damn novel. That was one of my goals this year. But definitely the music thing. I would definitely get more aggressive back into music, and just make more channels. I'd probably just make more channels. But I'd have the freedom to like if I wanted to disappear like Corey Kenshin and just come back with some new content.
Oh my god. I didn't realize it got even cringier. Hold on.
Oh no.
I just started like reading through the comments on that. Look at this.
If you disagree with me, I will block you. Oh. Cringe.
Look at the way that guy made himself look here.
Why is he sitting over a
He's supposed to be the cat. Sending over some broccoli.
Is that broccoli?
I don't know, veggies.
Is that an AI version of himself?
I think so.
It looks nothing like him.
No.
The AI version of himself looks like 30 years younger.
Yeah.
And lighter and darker actually. He's not that swarthy. He's definitely a paler gentleman. Caboose made a tweet a couple of days ago about some of the cringe he was getting in response to his Wolverine video.
Yeah.
Apparently this is even more.
Can I also say to all the people out there, I know you mean well. When you see some of us going through it, okay? Can I tell you the worst advice that you can give someone? Just ignore them. No shit. Never thought of that. Never even considered it.
He didn't.
Thank God you said that. I promise you, I will get more mad at you than I am them. Like, it's just triggering.
Jay, the important thing, though, is that you have to ignore them.
Yeah.
This is actually so. Yeah, in this case, I don't even think Caboose should have even just highlighted this guy.
Yeah,
because that's probably why his video has the views it does. News to astonish. He's actually a YouTuber. He has 13,000 followers, and no one's watching his video. Tough. no one here. I'm guessing the news that he usually astonishes his audience with does not involve him yelling about Caboose having an opinion.
Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, you can interact with us all you want, and like, if you disagree, whatever, but we don't owe you any engagement. And if you disagree with me, I don't care. Like, okay, cool. I'm going to give you my point of view, and
I just think making a 25-minute video is just so fucking cringe.
Yeah, I'm thankful I don't have any videos that I've ever made about a person negatively.
Like if I disagree with someone, I'll shoot off a comment on Twitter or something, but I'm not going to sit down in front of my turn on all my equipment, record it, upload a whole video ranting about. That's so weird. Like he's treating it like it's an actual scandal or actual news story. Like you disagree with a guy on YouTube or on Twitter. Like who cares? Grifters go to grift, and he's not even grifting well off of this one. Like that's why literally no one cares. But his own audience doesn't care because it's like it's not relevant. It's not interesting. Like if he wanted to properly grift, he should have titled the video "Woke YouTuber gets destroyed" or something. Woke YouTuber defends DEI Spider or some Spider-Man or some shit like that. That's how he could grift. He's not even grifting properly. Like no one gives a shit that you disagree with Caboose about Spider-Man. Like he's not even grifting properly. Oh, Caboose blocked me. Hold up. Let me get my microphone. Fucking weirdo. Who cares? There's nothing remotely interesting about this. Twitter is literally the hate royal, especially when Elon gave everyone access to blue check marks. Say what you will about old Twitter, the gatekeeping of the blue check mark was for the best. like the current system is just out of control.
Yeah,
it's incentivized people to make Twitter worse. Like Twitter was already an issue with people just being toxic. Now you've given them a financial incentive to just post the most ridiculous bait known to the internet. It's just unbelievable. But Caboose fighting a good fight. I hope he's okay.
I've talked to him about the stuff before. Like, I see some of this. Like, we can make all these good intentioned tweets, like, just because we feel the way we do, and like the way that people just get so butthurt over it is so weird. Like, I like the other day that like literally tweeting, "Hey, you can get this game for free." I'm shilling for you to get a game for free. How is that shilling? It's the game for free. Like, I'm just saying, if you want to play it, here's your chance to do it for free. I don't know, man. It's just people are just stupid. Anyway.
Speaking of ripping people, that rip Paul Tassi, definitely not.
Yeah, we were like begging Paul Tassi to come on the show.
Jay was. I suggested. I brought it up as a friendly suggestion.
Yeah, and then I definitely followed up with please.
Yes. The last thing I replied to Paul, I was actually laughing because someone commented on him, offended that he apparently called Star Wars Theory an idiot. And,
yeah, I saw that.
And Paul Tassi doubled down and said, "Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot." I was cracking up. I usually like Paul Tassi. I like how Paul Tassi is waging war against the culture warriors. It's funny. It's funny to me.
Yeah,
I think it's very entertaining. Yeah, I responded with a meme earlier today because Paul Tassi standing on business, which I respect. It's going to be interesting to see Paul if Paul Tassi lines up against for or against Agatha all along, because he doesn't sound excited about it, and I'm pretty sure the Grifters are going to be automatically against it. so it'll be interesting if this is like another Acolyte situation, just on a much smaller scale, because it's, you know, Agatha is much lower stakes than a new Star Wars show.
I feel like some of the best stuff is the stuff that you just don't expect to be good, and it just comes in because like your expectations are so low.
Yeah,
like that it helps it, you know.
Like Andor.
Yeah, like I don't feel like anybody like had any thoughts whatsoever about Andor. You know, like I think we all like enjoyed Rouge One, as most people type it.
Yes.
But like, I thought like, oh, I don't really know if this is gonna like work, but it did, and it did. It was definitely some of the best Star Wars content, right along with Rogue One. So yeah,
yeah. That's why the best you can do is just go in with your low expectations, and you know you might be surprised. I won't be doing that with Deadpool Wolverine though. I'm going in with a questionable popcorn bucket with high expectations. I want to be entertained. I want to be amazed.
Yeah. I have high expectations too. So I don't think Ryan Reynolds can let me down. I like literally The Proposal with Sandra Bullock.
I don't think Ryan Reynolds has ever let me down.
Yeah. What was it? Waiting.
Well,
the movie where
X-Men Origins Wolverine. But I don't put that on Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, even that though, like he made it work, you know, like
because he was funny in the actual parts where he got to be Deadpool. So I don't think that's his It also wasn't his movie. Like in terms of like an actual dedicated, okay, Green Lantern sucked, but but Ryan Reynolds was good in it. Like that's the thing about Ryan Reynolds. The worst I think I've seen for Ryan Reynolds is Green Lantern. And even Ryan Reynolds in his worst movies is still entertaining.
Do you know I somehow own like 3 copies of that on Blu-ray?
I
don't know how.
You own 3 copies of.
I don't know why. I noticed it the other day. I have 2 regular copies and a steelbook.
Someone was a fan.
I think I might have gotten it for Christmas, like or something, randomly. I don't know. I don't remember. So
yeah, there's just a baseline of expectations I have now, because I know that even if the movie isn't great, if there's a lot of Ryan Reynolds in it, it's probably still going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
That, you know, it was same thing for Red Notice. That it was a Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and a Gal Gadot. Silly movie, but very entertaining. Hitman's Bodyguard was fun. I like that movie. He's just a good guy. He's just a good actor. He's just one of those actors where, like, for me, Woody Harrelson was also kind of one of those actors where there was a point where pretty much every time I watched a movie with Woody Harrelson in it, it was just good, or somewhat baseline enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think the movie was called Waiting. He was like he worked in a restaurant, and his like co-star was Justin Long, and it had Dane Cook in it, and Andy Milonakis or whatever.
Justin Long is another one.
Yeah,
he low key is like one of those. I think it's a combination of the actor, and he just picks like kind of the right projects.
Yeah. It's crazy how much he's been in to not be like as big a star as he could have been. Like, remember when he was like in all the Dell commercials?
Yeah,
dude, you're getting a Dell.
Accepted is still one of my favorite movies. That might actually be in my top 10, or at least top 20. Accepted with Justin Long might actually be in my top 10 or 20 favorite movies, along with Zombieland, of course. Woody Harrelson.
This is like one of my favorite shirts. It's like
Is that Transformers?
yeah, Soundwave.
Is that Darth Vader?
That was my Darth Vader impression.
Well, sounds more like a Wookiee.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've tortured Jay enough. We're almost 2 hours and 30 minutes deep.
Yeah, I tried to hang as long as I could, man. I was gonna keep going until I couldn't.
Casual Avenger is currently sitting down to a nice deep dish pizza, so he couldn't join us. It was very important, but we wish him the best and hope he doesn't burn his mouth, because deep dish can be very hot
And bubbly.
Yes. But thank you once again for another fun week for the Aftershow podcast. Fortunately, we did not have a Suicide Squad season 2 review to give you, but we had several things better. So,
real quick, just what'd you think of Concord after playing it for a little bit?
I did not like it.
No,
Yeah.
I had some fun with it. I would not pay. I don't think I would pay $40.
I would not pay any amount of money for it. If this was a free to play game, I'd be like, okay. But this being like Helldiver 2 pricing, I'm like, after playing it's not for me.
Gotcha.
The more I played it, the more I wish that they had just done an actual Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff.
Yeah, because if give me those characters in an open world RPG,
especially with the visual qualities. Yeah. I tried it. I ran some matches. It wasn't feeling the weapons or the movement. I wasn't a fan. So and I thought there was not nearly enough game options to play, but hope maybe it'll pick up. But yeah, not something that's going to be on my radar, especially with Marvel Rivals coming up. But yeah, it's if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can play for free just to try it out. So see if you like it.
And if you're not, you can pre-order it on Amazon. They'll send you 5 beta keys, and then you can cancel your order.
Yep, there you go. So I'll be back on that first Ascendant pack. So I'll catch y'all next week. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am officially JayShockBlast.
And he's in pain. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace.